you do a lot more than I'm showing here. You want to check that your lights and blinkers work. You want to check that your chain is greased enough and has the right amount of sag. You want to make sure that certain things are nice and snug. You want to make sure your mirrors are cleaned and adjusted. You want to check all your cables on both ends. For example, on this bike, I happen to know I have a clutch cable missing a boot, and that means the lower part of my clutch cable is going to wear out, so I have a clutch cable here handy ready to put on it when the time comes. You want to be really prepared on a motorcycle, because on a motorcycle there's not a lot of redundancy. If anything goes wrong, you might find yourself with no power and having to use what momentum you have to get to the side of the road. Plenty of meat. Okay, it's time to make our delivery. So here you're going to see me take off from Castro Valley House, and I drive down the hill into a town called San Leandro. Once I get into San Leandro, I pop back on the freeway and come just one exit. I just want you to see one thing that we have going on in this area. You'll see the roads are a little beat up. Because they're a little beat up, there's always a little bit of math going on when you ride, and that requires practice. You're paying attention to divots in the ground, you're paying attention to slits and cuts and anything that might bounce you around or change your traction or control profile on the road. So here we're going to get on the freeway. It's just a right turn up ahead. And once we do, follow the right side margin. You'll see a couple of spots where I would do anything to not have to pull out there. And the gravel patches here are pretty small, so take a look. Follow the right side margin here. You're going to see all kinds of stuff. It's all kinds of gravel. Gravel is scary stuff when it's just a patch of gravel on concrete like that. Oh, that was the one right there. You'll see me split lanes up ahead here. Lane splitting is definitely dangerous, but that's sort of the danger you know, if that makes sense. You don't realize the danger of gravel until all of a sudden you have to make an emergency stop and there's nothing but gravel underneath you on top of this concrete. What you want to do in that situation is put your feet down and flat on both sides and keep off the controls so the bike just sort of creeps to a stop without wanting to trade its momentum for a new direction any which way. And here, if you look at this lane, we have to monitor the left side is bad, so it takes a while before I can change lanes to the left. You always have to think about this stuff on a bike. It's crazy.